just really don't see them getting back into the spotlight for I don't know how long.
I don't know, man. I still think the sky definitely feels like it's falling today, and I don't blame you. I don't blame you for feeling that way. This is a blind side. This is a shock. It's going to hurt, definitely going to hurt, and more now that you're already seeing Lincoln Riley and his family smiling off the private jet with the sunrise of the Southern California golden light hitting his plane. You know, and this is going to be a triumphant moment for USC. Certainly if all of these decommits decides to, you know, follow Lincoln Riley to USC and start that, and it'll be very difficult for you to see the forest from the trees. But I think you need to sit back, understand that this too will pass. Oklahoma is still a top-notch program, and there's a reason why they're going into the SEC, and I think it – and I appreciate the call. I kind of find it funny that a few months ago it was like Oklahoma's going to the SEC and see a Big 12, see you later, and that was viewed as they're being smart. They're ahead of the curve. That is something that, you know, is going to cause – we talked about the super leagues being formed here, right? We talked about super leagues being formed here in the United States once that super league lasted for 48 minutes over in Europe. You know, and so, you know, And we thought this was going to be the start of a seismic shift in college football, and it may prove to be eventually. But it's so funny how things can change. That was the conversation in August, right? That Oklahoma was smart, ahead of the curve. Now you're hearing, well, Lincoln Riley left because it's easier to make the Final Four, or even though, you know, there could be a 12-team tournament coming soon in college football, it's easier to make it from the Pac-12 than it is in the SEC, and he's already running for the big paycheck and the easier path to that basket out here in Southern California. And who's going to take this job? Because it's tough to win in the SEC. When all you need to know is just boots on the ground. Oklahoma's football team has its own budget outside of the athletic department. And the SEC money that's going to be pouring in is going to make it an even more attractive spot in terms of their facilities that are already top-notch. And in terms of what our caller just said, that they're going to be looking for a coach for the first time since the 40s, he's referring to the fact that the last time an Oklahoma coach left Oklahoma for another college job was 1947. When Jim Tatum left to become Maryland's head coach and Bud Wilkinson was hired. That kind of worked out for them, don't you think? And then the last time the Sooners had a coach just leave for another gig entirely was when Chuck Fairbanks left in 72 to become Patriots coach, and they handed over the program to some guy named Switzer.
Heard of him.
Okay, so, you know, just take a beat, take a breath. But one thing I think that where I think there is some celebration is in the front office of the Big 12, where Texas is in total embers, right?
Yeah.
And Oklahoma is got the sky falling on them right now in Oklahoma. And Baylor and Oklahoma State are playing in the Big 12 championship game. And Cincinnati and Houston's coming, and they're playing for their championship. And the Big 12's like, how do you like us now? So stick around with lame duck. Bob Stoops is going to be coaching their bowl game.
Just bring him back.
I don't know. He seems to be enjoying life. By the way, picking Michigan, only one on the set who did that yesterday.
Oh.
Charles Woodson, they didn't even let him make a pick because we already understood what he was going to say.
Des lone wolf on the game day set.
Yeah. Corso put the Buckeye hat on, but we digress. I don't think the sky's falling in Oklahoma. I really don't. I think they're going to find a top-notch candidate. You might not have heard of him, but there's still a lot going for Oklahoma football, including going to the SEC. It's so funny again. Like, they were on the cutting edge, ahead of the curve, back at the end of the summer, and now that's what people are saying is the reason why Riley left, and one of the reasons, I'm sure, hard cash will work, and hopefully for him, with his beautiful family coming off the tarmac here in Southern California, he shouldn't just look around and say this is the spot where he's going to get fired one day, because that's happened before. Although I think that was at LAX. I do believe he might have landed at a particular FBO here locally. I don't believe he was flying middle seat.
No, definitely not. Also,
There wasn't a connecting flight from Oklahoma today. I think it was
probably direct.
straight shot.
Oklahoma quarterback Spencer
catering.
Rattler has entered the transfer.
That's right.
portal.
Again, so it's going to feel like the whole world's upside down. It'll feel that way. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.